Our next speaker is a gentleman who's been with us all day today. He's going to give us a little taste of what it's like to be a small business owner in Maryland and what they have to go through every day just to survive here in this state. And Kendall mentioned it earlier. We're one of the worst tax states. We are 45th on business competitiveness. We need a change. We need it now. Let me introduce you. Give him a big hand, Wes Burton. Thank you, Wes.
I'm a registered architect. 42 years ago, I began working in architects' offices after I graduated from high school. I went to school full-time while I worked full-time the first few months. I gave that up and I started working full-time and going to school part-time in the evening and on weekends and any other time, mini-mester, anything that I could do. It took me 18 years to become a registered architect by dint of hard work and sacrifice. Thank you. This is the American dream. This is what we do. Small business people try to create businesses, try to create enterprises. Nobody starts General Motors. It happens with a small business person. It happens with sacrifice. It happens with hard work, and it happens with a dream.
Yeah, well.
And I am proud to tell you that 2 years after I became a registered architect, I started my firm. My firm has been in existence for 22 years, and during that time, we've had an average of about 10 employees or so. But I'm proud that my employees are able to send their kids to college and buy automobiles and live the American dream because we've expanded the economy because we had a dream. I have to tell you that we're in a recession. I don't have to tell you we're in a recession. It is so bad right now for the last 2.5 years that we have been trying to hold on. Every month it is a struggle to try and make the bills, and we barely, with God's help, are able to make the bills every month. We're barely able to make payroll. We're sweating it again this week. I pay myself less than my lowest paid employee and done so for the last 2.5 years in order to try and make ends meet. And in the private sector, we have to work hard. If we fail, we lose. But you know, it's not true in the public sector. There's inequity. In the public sector, our servants, who are funded by us, the taxpayers, enjoy a different standard. Some employees, federal employees, for example, are paid double the compensation. I find that obscene. We work hard. They get twice as much as we do in compensation, and that is obscene. And what should we tell them? You work for us, you're fired. It's now or never. Our liberal congressmen and senators have voted in lockstep with the majority for wasteful and ineffectual stimulus bill, paying millions of dollars, thousands of dead people, while paying grants for projects which are already completed. There's rampant waste, fraud, and abuse, as always, in the government. But what should we tell these liberal congressmen and senators? You work for us! You're fired! Tell them it's now or never. Our liberal congressmen and senators voted in lockstep with the majority for that grossly flawed and bloated health care bill. By the way, my firm pays health care for its employees. It has done so since day one, and it continues to do so. We're a private enterprise, and we scrimp and save in order to do it so that they can have their health care coverage. We do what we're supposed to do.
Keep it up, Wes.
But 70% of the American citizens voted against or were against this, yet these congressmen exempted themselves from the provisions of this health care. And they had the audacity to pass this bill without even having read it. What are we going to tell these liberal congressmen and these liberal congressmen? What are we going to tell them? You're fired. What are we going to tell them? It's now or never. Thank you.
I do want to thank a couple of people for coming out tonight, and candidates and some elected officials. State Senator Andy Harris is here. Andy, thank you very much for coming out. Where's my boy Patrick from Delegate? Patrick McGrady. All the boys. roll up here for Baltimore County. Steve, thanks for being here. Running for delegate in the 11th district. And a very important office, actually, one of the most important offices here is for Board of Education. And I want to thank Rick Rambo for being here. Where's Rick?